I've lost over 60 pounds. I used to have huge love handles, but now they are barely visible. In this video, I'll share a single tip that's helped me lose those love handles the most. So hopefully it saves you the pain and years of having love handles. I'll break down 3 key points that I focus on with steps for each to help you apply what worked for me. And I'm going to be using a whiteboard to help you even more. These have just helped me. They might not help you, so just keep that in mind. Key point number 1, why you have love handles in the first place. First, I had to understand why I even had love handles, and here's my attempt at breaking it down. So we see that I have love handles, right? This is me. This is not good. We don't want this. That sucks, right? I'm crying. This is not good. But we realized that we have love handles because we were too fat. So we realized, okay, let's just start losing some weight. So let's do that. Boom, we've lost some weight and then we still have our love handles, but it's good because we've lost some weight. Now, what I'm trying to say is when I was like 226 pounds, I had humongous love handles, right? But then when I got down to like 200 to 190 pounds, I obviously looked a lot better, but I still had love handles. Now, I was like, for so long, why is that? And the reason that is because you lose fat around your love handles like the last. It's like one of the last places that you lose fat. So with that in mind, when you get to this point, don't be discouraged because you've obviously still lost a lot of weight. So you just have to keep going. And this is what I understood. And last but not least, we finally have no love handles. So I went from 226 to 190 and I still had love handles. And obviously when you start at 226, you're still pretty fat. You're just gonna have love handles. Then I went down to 200, 190. I still had love handles, which sucks. But then when I got to like 180, 170, that's when I started seeing, oh my God, my love handles are finally gone. So what can we take from that? What I'm trying to say basically is the reason you have love handles in the beginning, because we have to understand why we have it so that we can actually just lose it, is because you're just too fat, right? And for me, when I was too fat, obviously I still had them. But the thing is, you might have love handles even after losing 60 pounds. Like that was the thing for me. I lost 60 pounds, I still had love handles. And you might be discouraged thinking, oh, well, it might just be like loose fat. And for some people that are huge, yes, but you can lose like most of the love handles from just losing more and more weight. You'd be very, very surprised like how lean you have to get, how much body fat you have to drop to finally not have love handles. You could go from 226, by the way, this is what I did. You can go from 226 all the way down to 180, obviously see some improvements, so like massive improvement, but that last 20 pounds is where you'll see literally everything unlock. You'll see insane straight, like you'll see all the veins come out, no left handles, abs out of the world, all your muscles come looking better. Like that's what you have to understand. You have to lose a lot of weight to get those love handles away, right? That's the first key point. And here's a personal story to wrap everything back up. So, I mean, like when I was skinny fat, I just could not figure out why my love handles were just so big. Then I realized it's one of the first places your body stores fat and one of the last places it loses fat. With that in mind, I was like, okay, well then let me just keep losing weight and eventually it'll go away. Key point number 2 is walking instead of running to stay consistent. So I used to run miles to lose my love handles, but walking worked way better. And here's why. Number 1 is that I stopped running miles because it made me so hungry that I couldn't stick to my calorie deficit, which is key for losing your love handles. Number 2, I started walking instead, like an hour a day on a treadmill, 3.5 speed, no incline, which burned my calories without spiking my appetite. And number 3 is that I aimed for 15,000 steps daily. I pace back and forth at work or when I'm at the gym and I'm resting, I'll pace back and forth. And that just made my diet way more consistent and way more sustainable. So this is what I used to do before. I would go on a run. I'd like run 5 miles, no joke, because I was like, oh, if I run 1 mile, I'll lose 100 calories. And if it only takes me like 10-ish minutes to run, I can run for 50 minutes, lose 500 calories, and then eat whatever I want. I would run, I'd get tired, my appetite would spike like crazy because, I was running and I'm freaking hungry as heck now. And then I would go to the kitchen and eat as much pizza as I could and then be guilty for pretty much the next 3 days because I completely ruined the week because I decided to do that. And here's when I discovered the power of walking. So I would go for a walk, then I would end up still walking, then I would end up still walking. And the reason that was so much more powerful than running is because it didn't spike my appetite. It didn't make me like I didn't have to waste so much time getting ready for the run. I could just walk outside for 30 minutes, or if I wanted to go to the gym, walk on a treadmill for an hour, and watch YouTube or Instagram or do whatever else I want to do on its own. And because of that, it's just so much more simpler, and I don't have to freaking worry about it just doesn't suck as much. Walking for me made it so much more simple. And here's a personal story to wrap it all back. So I used to run miles and swim miles like literally every day, but I'd overeat afterwards and then just completely mess up my diet. Then I switched to walking on a treadmill or just walking outside, and I lost more weight, and my stubborn love handles finally went away. The main point is because I wasn't ruining my diet every single day. Key point number 3, get down to 10 to 12% body fat to lose your love handle. Finally, the most important thing that I learned about losing your love handles is to get down to 10 to 12% body fat. And here's how I approached it. Step 1, I noticed even at 20% body fat, my love handles were still there. This is me at 20% body fat. I know it doesn't look like it's body fat, but I promise it is. Step 2, I aimed for 10% body fat, which would have mean that my freaking awesomeness body would look like this. You see how cool I look now? 10% body fat. I'm so strong and so happy. Obviously with big calves too. You can't forget the calves. So yeah, step 2, I aimed for 10% body fat. And the funny thing is, going from 20% to 12% was less weight than me going from 30% body fat to 20% body fat. But I lost my love handles at 10 to 12% body fat. And if you don't even know your body fat percentage, don't even worry about it. Just lose more weight. You probably just need to lose more weight. Unless you are a twig, and if you're skinny fat, I have thousands of videos on that. Go watch any of them. But if you are at 20% body fat, you just need to lose more weight. And step 3 is that I stayed in a calorie deficit around 1,800 and my maintenance was 2,500. So pretty steep deficit, but stay in whatever deficit you like. I don't like being in cuts for that long. And then just stick with it for as long as you can using any tips that I've ever given you or any tips from anyone else that's ever given you advice on losing weight. Make sure you track it with a calorie tracker app because that's super important. And here's a personal story to wrap it all back up. When I first started losing weight and I got down to around 20% body fat, I was just so upset that my love handles were still there. So I decided that I'm just gonna keep losing more and more weight. And even though I lost less weight going from 20% to 12% than I did from going 30 to 20% body fat, that's when my love handles finally started to disappear. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, please subscribe. I would appreciate it. If you didn't, then tell me in the comments why you did it. But I hope to see you guys in the next video. I love all of you.